Jaitley, the Union Minister Arun Jaitley has once again responded through his blog to all the critics who have been, in fact, coming hard on the government on this Swiss black money issue. And now you have the Senior Union Minister Arun Jaitley through his blog slamming the opposition, slamming the Congress particularly, who want to politicize this issue through his blog once again. Let's go through the main portions of that blog. Niranjan Narayanswamy, Republic TV's editor, joins us with more on the blog. Niranjan, over to you. Okay, Niranjan is going to join us in a bit, but this is the blog by Arun Jaitley, once again taking the critics head on. This is now, this time pertaining to the Swiss bank accounts issue that has erupted into a political tussle between the Congress and the BJP. And of course, in the morning, we saw Finance Minister Piyush Goyal, in fact, asking Congress not to politicize it. He clearly said that necessarily this money may not be black money stashed abroad. Remember, this is about the 50% rise in India's Swiss deposits. This has resulted into a bitter fight between the Congress and the BJP in particular. And the government, in fact, responded befittingly in the morning today. And Niranjan is now live from newsroom in our Mumbai newsroom. Niranjan, it's over to you. So through this blog, how is Mr. Jaitley taking the opposition, the critics head on this entire Swiss bank money issue?
Well, that's correct. Arun Jaitley has just, put out this blog on Facebook. Now, he's spoken about several things. One, he talks about the big rise in the income tax collection. He talks about the first big news. He says the first big news for this year is that the advance tax deposit during the first quarter of this year has seen a gross increase of 44% in the personal income tax category and 17% in the corporate tax category. The news point, though, Sakal, the news point is in the next paragraph. He talks about money in Swiss banks. And Arun Jaitley in his blog says a news item has appeared today indicating an increase of money by Indians in the Swiss banking system. This has led to misinformed reaction in certain circles, raising a query whether the government's anti-black money steps have yielded results. Switzerland in financial disclosures was always a reluctant state. Of late, it was subjected to a lot of international pressures which favor disclosures, and Switzerland ran the risk of being a non-compliant state by the FATF. Now, he goes on to detail why Switzerland hasn't been able to fight the menace of black money. He says it has therefore entered into several bilateral treaties for making disclosures to requesting states. It has amended its domestic laws involving all disclosures and entered into a treaty even with India, and the real-time flow of information with regard to Indians will be made. He adds the flow of information is starting in January 2009. He says any illegal depositor knows that it is a matter of months before his name becomes public. He will be subject to the harsh penal provisions of the black money law in India. He says, assuming this information is to be correct, what does past experience show? When disclosures have been made with regard to Indians, including in the Panama Papers, certainly some of them have held illegal accounts. He says Indian money outside the country is of various categories. Past investigation by CBDT have shown that this includes many held by persons of Indian origin who hold foreign passport, monies belonging to non-resident Indians, as also monies belonging to resident Indians who have made legitimate investments. He speaks about legitimate investments abroad, including transfer of money under liberalized remittance schemes. He says it is only monies kept by resident Indian outside these categories which become actionable. The first two categories are within the jurisdiction of those countries where these persons are residents, and the third category can easily be checked up in India. If the deposit does not fall in any of these categories, it is per se illegal, for which investigations are undertaken. Arrests are made and criminal prosecutions are launched. Switzerland has taken significant efforts to get out of the image of being a tax haven and a non-compliant state. In essence, Arun Jaitley talking about the different kind of investments that are made. Some are legal, some are illegal, some could be legitimate deposits vis-a-vis business transactions, is Arun Jaitley's logic in this latest blog that's been put out.